Good morning. So it's a nice fresh morning here in Munich, running along the Isar River, my local route as usual. Just doing an easy 10k run, and I've been thinking about how trail running has made my life so much better. I've been running for just over a year and a half now, and I started because I just wanted to do something hard and prove to myself that I could. And since then I've done 2 ultra trail marathons last year in Slovenia and in Cape Town, and this year I'm training for my first 100-kilometer trail run, which is pretty daunting, but I'm gonna give it a try. So on this journey I've been on, my life has gotten significantly better in a few ways, and I want to share them with you to hopefully inspire you to either go for a run in the mountains or just go on any kind of adventure that could make your life better. So let's get into it. So confidence. Trail running is pretty scary, especially when you haven't done much running before. So the idea of maybe 5Ks running in the mountains, or the idea of 10, almost seems impossible. But you start small, and you start with 3Ks, and then you do 5Ks, and you think, oh, that wasn't too bad. You bump it up to 7, and then you're doing 10. You're like, wow, a few months ago that seemed impossible, and now I'm doing it. And watch out, because it tends to get a bit addictive, and who knows, soon you'll be running an ultra trail. But my point is, trail running helps you do hard things that at first seem impossible, and as you tick them off, you start to develop self-belief, and the belief that you can achieve hard things. And this self-belief starts to overflow outside of running, and you start to believe that you can do hard things in the rest of your life. It led to me quitting my job and trying to start a business, which I'm still working out. But I think to have the self-belief to do that, I wouldn't have had without having started running a year and a half ago. So that's the first one, confidence. So go for a run, even if it's a small one, and take it from there. Okay, the second area where my life has significantly improved is from resilience. Because trail running sucks. It's really hard, and it's really uncomfortable, and that doesn't really go away. As the saying goes, it doesn't get easier, you just get faster. Which is from a famous cyclist. I think his name's Greg LeMond. But the point is, it's never going to get easier, and you're always going to be uncomfortable, and that's okay. The secret is you actually start to look forward to it after a while. But this resilience that you build up starts to overflow into the rest of your life as well, like confidence. And when you're going through a hard time, a difficult challenge, it's a lot less scary when you know that you can run 10Ks in the mountains for 3 hours. Like, if you can handle that, you can handle whatever tricky thing you're dealing with in the office today. You'll get through it, and you know you can, because you've done way harder things in the mountains on the weekend. So that's the second area, resilience. So the third area, which is an obvious one, is health. Exercise is good for you. We all know this. It releases all those good hormones, and It makes you sleep deeper at night, which lets your body recover more from the day in terms of your brain and your body. And for me, it's meant I feel stronger, I feel leaner, I feel smarter, all because I sleep better, which is a lot thanks to trail running. An added bonus is I get to pretty much eat whatever I want and not worry about it, because running for hours tends to cancel that out. It's funny, I'd rather run for 5 hours than not have butter on my toast. So yeah, number 3 is health and all the advantages that good health give you. So following on from health is the 4th area, which is happiness. If you feel good about your body, about your mind, about yourself, you feel confident in going out there and achieving things, and you believe that you can, and you can handle all the hard things that will come your way, then you tend to be in a better mood. And this happiness is not just from the spike of hormones that happens after a run, but also over time, as you run a bit more consistently, you kind of get this low level feeling of joy in your life, where everything's going to be fine and your mood is just better. And this makes you nicer to be around. For me, it's made me more grateful for everything that I have, everyone that's in my life. And this makes me, more pleasant to be around, which means you have more friends and you have happy, good energy to give to others. So that's number 4, happiness for yourself, but also having enough that you can share it with everyone else in your life. And number 5, which is kind of an added bonus, apart from the things that make you and your life better in the day-to-day, number 5 is about the beauty of the places that you end up in. So as you get into trail running a bit more, you start ticking off these impossible goals, like 5K, 10K, 15, 20, and soon you start learning how to do a training plan, and you realize, I have to run 3 or 4 times a week, probably do a long run on the weekends. And these long runs tend to get pretty long quite quickly if you start to love trail running. And as a result of this, every weekend, you need to go and find a place where you can run for. And these places tend to be very beautiful. So you get to know the nooks and crannies around where you live, or where you're visiting for a week or 2 weeks, or you see all these places that you wouldn't have found unless you were running 3 or 4 times in the week. And then on the weekends, you end up in incredible mountains or forests or beaches, and a lot of the time on your own. And this kind of gives you a feeling of adventure that is hard to describe and is hard to replicate with many activities. Being out there in this incredible place on your own, you worked out you need to run this far, this place looked like a good place to run for, and then you get there and you're like, I can't believe I'm here, this is incredible, and no one will ever know. So the beauty of the places you end up in is a major benefit, and I think my favorite one since starting trail running. So I'm on my way back home now. And to be honest, I woke up feeling a bit sleepy and not fully revved up to start the day. And that's another small little trick, is just go and do some exercise in the morning outside. A mini adventure to start your day. Turns your whole mood around. So no matter which side of the bed you got out of, you go into the office or wherever you're off to in a great mood. Anyway, those are the 5 areas where trail running has made my life so much better. If you haven't trail run before, maybe give it a try. Head up for a 5K this weekend. You'd be surprised at the benefits. But even if it's not trail running, I'm sure there's some adventure that you've been thinking about doing, and I think you should do it. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.